I'm Amber Spradlin, owner of Spradlin Bodyworks for injury recovery. This video is about full breathing and how even when we experience stress triggers that cause a change in our breathing, how we can get a hold of that, bring our breath back into our body, and move more comfortably in the world. Now, you may be thinking, breathing is an automatic function of the body. Why do I need to learn how? And that's an excellent question. Just because you're breathing does not mean that you're breathing fully. When we're breathing fully, we experience benefits such as reduced stress, better decision making, an increased ability to resolve conflict, and of course, better injury recovery. Oxygen is required by every cell in the body for full metabolism, whether that's breaking food down into energy for the body or ensuring optimal function of both the brain and the heart. Without those things, life is just a little less exciting. The problem is that many of us don't breathe fully. We don't inhale completely, so we're not getting a full batch of oxygen into our lungs. And when we exhale, we're not exhaling completely, which means we're not expelling all of the carbon dioxide in our lungs. Additionally, when we're not breathing completely, the muscles that help with breathing, the muscles in between each rib, the upper shoulder muscles and neck muscles that assist in breathing, those aren't getting a full workout or fully stretched regularly, and so just as with any other underused muscle, they tend to get weak or stiff or just generally grouchy. So we're going to do an exercise that will hopefully help you with full breathing. So for this exercise, it's good to have a pen and a piece of paper. I suspect that you are watching this video because of something specific. Is there something specific that's causing you to feel stress or anxiety? Maybe you're just having a hard time relaxing and are looking for ways to help you relax. Maybe you got so stressed at work that you passed out on the floor of your cubicle, and when you woke up you realized that something just had to be done about this problem. So whatever it is that you're trying to address here, I want you to take your pen and paper and write that one thing down. Of course, we all have more than one thing stressing us out, but let's just choose a primary stress causer right now. So for my stress trigger, I chose work deadlines, because when I have many work deadlines coming up, I suddenly lose the ability to function properly. I can't focus on any one given thing. I feel very scattered. It seems like there's so much to be done, and I don't even know where to start. So when this type of thing comes up, we want to start concentrating on our breathing. And there are 4 steps to this, but before we get started with the steps, we want to make sure that we're in a relaxed, comfortable position. So whether that's standing or sitting is completely up to you. What you want to make sure of is that you aren't using more muscle than necessary to keep yourself upright. So make sure that you're not rigid in place. You want to be relaxed in place. You want to be fully supported in your body, but relaxed as best as you can. Now, step 1 is getting the breath out of this area and down into our bellies. So one of the best ways to do that is to think about expanding your belly when you're breathing. If you have self-consciousness about your belly, try to just let that go just for the next couple of minutes while we do this. Relax your belly and really allow yourself to breathe into it. So step number 1, breathing into the belly. When we do that, it's going to look something like this. If this is our regular upright posture, when we breathe into our belly, it's going to expand. Good. And then step number 3, yes, 3, I haven't forgotten about 2, we'll come back to it. Step 3 is that once we have the breath into the belly, we want to start bringing the breath up into the mid and upper chest. So steps 1 and 3 look like good. Now that we've done that, we're going to go back and concentrate on steps 3 and 4, or rather we're just going to add them into the equation. Most of us only think about our breath being in the front of our body. When we breathe deeply, we breathe out this way. What we want to do is reorient that, get our breath firmly, squarely in our body, and that means breathing into our back body as well. So step 2, that corresponds to step 1, is getting the breath into the low back, so that when we say 1, 2, we're not just breathing into the belly, we're breathing into the low back as well. Likewise with step 4, when we say 3, 4, we're expanding chest and back in order to accommodate all of that breath. That way all of those muscles get a good workout and we get full breath into our lungs. So let's practice that. I'm just going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're going to breathe with me in. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And when we exhale, it's just the opposite. 4, 3, 2, 1. Very good. Let's look at that again, shall we? So when we say 1 and 2 to count, we're going to be breathing into both our belly and our low back. So it'll look like 1, 2, and then for 3 and 4, chest and back. So 3, 4. And when we exhale, we're just going to count down backwards. 4, 3, 2, 1. So when we exhale, it's going to look like 4, 3, 2, 1. Very good. So let's try that. Breathe normally for just a couple of breaths, and then we're going to move into our fancy 4 count. So whenever you're ready, we're just going to relax, be nice and balanced. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, and return to normal breathing. Excellent. So this is a full breath, and all it takes is counting for up to 4 and then back down to 1. So I hope this is useful to you in your everyday life, and make sure to note for yourself to see the progress. Are you making better decisions, or are your decisions feeling better to you? Are you recovering quickly from any injury you might experience? And are you resolving conflict better than before? These are all great things to keep track of, and I wish you well.